This first story is a tribute to mothers, and so it's written from a woman's perspective that I think is worth reading, and the title of it is The Christmas Pastor. So my husband and I had been happily married, and then it says in parentheses, most of the time, for 5 years, but hadn't been blessed with a baby. I decided to do some serious praying and promise God that if He would give us a child, I would be a perfect mother. Love it with all my heart and raise it with His Word as my guide. God answered my prayers and blessed us with a son. The next year, God blessed us with another son. The following year, He blessed us with yet another son. The year after that, He blessed us with a daughter. My husband thought that we'd been blessed right into poverty. We now had 4 children, and the oldest was only 4 years old. I learned never to ask God for anything unless I meant it. As a minister once told me, if you pray for rain, make sure you carry an umbrella. I began reading a few verses of the Bible to the children each day as they lay in their cribs. I was off to a good start. God had entrusted me with 4 children, and I didn't want to disappoint Him. I tried to be patient. The day the children smashed 2 dozen eggs on the kitchen floor, searching for baby chicks. I tried to be understanding when they started a hotel for homeless frogs in the spare bedroom, although it took me nearly 2 hours to catch all 23 frogs. When my daughter poured ketchup all over herself and rolled up in a blanket to see how it felt to be a hot dog, I tried to see the humor rather than the mess. In spite of changing over 25,000 diapers, never eating a hot meal, and never sleeping for more than 30 minutes at a time, I still thank God daily for my children. While I couldn't keep my promise to be a perfect mother, I didn't even come close. I did keep my promise to raise them in the Word of God. I knew I was missing the mark just a little when I told my daughter, we're going to church to worship God, and she wanted to bring a bar of soap along to worship Jesus too. Something was lost in the translation when I explained that God gave us everlasting life. And my son thought it was generous of God to give us his last wife. My proudest moment came during the children's Christmas pageant. My daughter was playing Mary, 2 of my sons were shepherds, and my youngest son was a wise man. This was their moment to shine. My 5-year-old shepherd had practiced his line. We found the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, but he was nervous and said the baby was wrapped in wrinkled clothes. My 4-year-old Mary said, "That's not wrinkled clothes, silly. That's dirty, rotten clothes." A wrestling match broke out between... I can just see this happening here. A wrestling match broke out between Mary and the shepherd. I was stopped by an angel. I'll start over. Wrestling match broke out between Mary and the shepherd. It was stopped by an angel who bent her halo and lost her left wing. I slouched a little lower in in my seat when Mary dropped the doll, representing baby Jesus, and it bounced down the aisle crying, "Mama, Mama." Mary grabbed the doll, wrapped it back up, and held it tightly as the wise men arrived. My other sons stepped forward wearing a bathrobe and a paper crown, knelt at the manger, and announced, "We are 3 wise men, and we bring gifts of gold, common sense, and fur." The congregation dissolved into laughter, and the pageant got a standing ovation. "I've never enjoyed a Christmas program as much as this one," laughed the pastor, wiping tears from his eyes. "For the rest of my life, I'll never hear the Christmas story without thinking about gold, common sense, and fur." "My children are my pride and joy, and my greatest blessing," I said as I dug through my purse for an aspirin. But remember this about that baby. Jesus had no servants, yet they called him master, had no degree, yet they called him teacher, had no medicines, yet they called him healer, had no army, yet kings feared him. He won no military battles, yet he conquered the world. He committed no crime, yet was crucified. He was buried in a tomb, yet he lives today. Feel honored to serve such a leader who loves us. The Christmas pageant. I have another one here. This really isn't a story, but this is, I won't say dedicated, but this is in honor of the old coots who meet on Tuesday morning at Dallas to drink coffee. Being Larry, and Dave, and John, and Tom, and me. Sometimes Ray gets out of bed and used to meet us. But this is, gents, this is thoughts on AG. I think I've probably heard this around the table more, sometime during the years that we've been doing this. But the biggest lie I tell myself is, I don't need to write that down. I'll remember it. Wouldn't it be great if we could put ourselves in the dryer for 10 minutes, come out wrinkle-free and 3 sizes smaller? Last year, I joined a support group for procrastinators. We haven't met yet. I don't trip over things. I do random gravity checks. And I don't need anger management. I need people to stop making me so mad. And old age is coming at a really bad time. It says, "Lord, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the friends to post my bail when I finally snap." I don't have white hair, I have wisdom highlights. I'm just very wise. My people skills are just fine. It's my tolerance to idiots that needs work. If we were meant to touch our toes, we would have had them on our knees. And for us old-timers, the kids text me PLZ, which is shorter than please. I text back, NO, which is shorter than yes. I'm going to retire and live off my savings. Not sure what I'll do that second week. Even duct tape can't fix stupid, but it can muffle the sound. press 1 for English when you're just going to transfer me to someone I can't understand anyway. Of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice. At my age, hereafter refers to walking into a room and remembering what I came here at. And finally, chocolate comes from cocoa, which is a tree. That makes it a plant, which means chocolate is salad.